Hello, my name is Trydar. Welcome to the final part of the Leaning Tower of Pisa tutorial. It's been a long time in coming, but we are going to get this finished today, so let's get started. Alright, so we finished with this phase here last time, so it's time to go on to this one over here. So let's try and start at about the same place we have. This column here. We go directly up here. We'll make a mark right there. And of course, this is going to be where we're putting our upside down stone brick stairs here for our cornice. As much as we have for the cornice anyway. We want to start that block and then go over for 4 blocks and then back over this way for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 3 here and 1 there. And let's keep going counterclockwise, I think, for the rest of this. So we want to have a block here. Some diorite here, and then some cobble here. And here we have, 2.5 Corinthian capitals right here. 2 full ones there, and a half of one there. I say a half because, we've got the cobblestone here. Before we get too far away from that, though, let's look. From the top, we have a bit of cobble and diorite to place right there. And then over here, we have a bit of cobble to connect to the walls right here from the columns. And then back here, a bit more cobble for these walls here. And I think that's probably going to be 7 there. Alright, so back over here we have a capital. The lower part of a capital of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 capitals. Let's take a look at that from below. Right here, of course, last time we had these very, very twisted columns. I don't think we've had columns quite that twisted so far in the build. But they are quite mangled at this face here. I think the capitals for these are pretty much going on those last diorite blocks that you put right there. It looks like where they're all going. And it's going to be the same over here as well, although you've already built these lower down, so you just have to put another capital here, there, and there. And then I think we want to go back around to the front for a moment and swing back around this way. Whereupon we have a bit of cobble here and there, and we do have some here, but I think these are going to be the next column bases for the next tier that's coming into view. Right there is probably what that's going to be. And then I think that's going to be an upside down stone brick stair there for a cornice, and then 3 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back to diorite. And then back to cobble. And that'll bring us level with where we left off back here. So we just have a bit of cobble here to place to connect our walls back there. And up here, of course, we have the pattern diorite to fill in for the ceiling. And no changes on the inner core. We might have some changes at the back here. Let me go back around here and just count this in. This looks like it's going to be the same numbering that we've been doing. Yeah, that's exactly the same. Right there with the 7, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, and then 7. All right. Another phase. Let's see. I think we placed our block of wool last time. It was probably going to be right there, like right there. But let's move it a block over here, so we can center it on this next column that's coming up. Of course, we have our familiar column base right there. And then just move over and place another one here. And move up and over and place another one here. And we have half of a base there, half of one here, another half there, a full one there, and one there. Let me go back around here, though. Don't go too fast, because remember, we have all these half slabs to place. 3 over there, and 3 here, and then 1, and then 1. And down here, I glossed over it. We do have some half slabs back down here at this last phase. You probably noticed them, but I didn't specifically point them out, so I wanted to do that now. And of course, we have our stairs at the front here, as you can see. And even more half slabs right here, starting there for 1, 1, and 1 here, and then 3, and then 3 there, and then 2. And that's probably going to be in the column base there, I think. But let's leave that off for a moment and go back around here to our starting point. And where that's going to be half a column base there, I think. And then the rest of this is going to be the upside down stone brick stairs. For 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, and 2. And here we have, diorite. And then cobble for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's where we leave off with the cobble there. Looks like we do have some extra back there, though. We're going to need to have some connecting cobble right there. Generally, this is placed on the previous ones we had underneath there. You have some bit of diorite to place here. And back here, I think we need to go around and count around back. So this means 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 3 here, but also 2 projecting out there. 4 back here. 1 here and 1 projecting. 2 there, but we're going to have 1 hanging over. And another 2 there, and then 1. And then 3 here, but we're going to have 2 hanging there. And then this is going to be another 7. But we have this 2 there and that 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. And then those 4 there. All right, let's go back around and continue counting. I think we're going to have to count from back here, I think. And this is just straight over from our starting point. So we'll count for, just mark that there for 1 there, and 2 more, and then 4, 3, and then diorite for 2, 1, however many that is, and then the upside down stone brick stairs here for that section, and then that'll bring us all the way back around to here. So for this point here, we want to go around and now count out the cobble. So behind this, we want to count for 2, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1. 2 3s and 4 diagonal, which will take us all the way back to this point here, just beside our starting point. So that's an awful lot to cover. So let me go around and just give you a top-down view of the entire thing. Right there. And I think I need to take a closer look at this diorite back here. And then the middle core looks to be the same. Let me see, I think I need to remark on the capitals. It looks like all these capitals for this one here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They are all directly on top of the previous cobblestone capitals that we built before. All right, kind of a difficult phase, but not too bad. All right, on to the next one. Let's see, let's mark our column. So we want to go here, go up and over 1. So that's going to be our marker right there. So around this, we want to place, of course, the stairs here. And let's go counterclockwise again. And we want to have another column base here. Sort of a half column base right there. And then one here and here. And in front of that, along the edge, you want to place the stone brick half slabs. Now to count what's behind this, let's go ahead and count the core on this. So if we take from this point here and count over in the air for 4 blocks, we will come to this point here. So we want to count over from this for 3, and then 3, and then 1, 1, and then a diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, right there. And then over here we have upside down stone brick stairs for the cornice. For this pattern here. And then 1 block here. And then diorite. 4, 5, 6, 7 diorite and 2 cobble. And then 3. And there. Just along here, a bunch of 1s and 2s. Now 3, and then 2 of cobble, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 diorite. 3 diorite. And 1 cobble there. So this is back to the upside down stone brick stairs right here. And then along the edge here, we want to count back for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 3 here, 1, 2, 3. It's 4, 5. That's going to be a 7, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, and this will be another 3 here to make the full 7 to get back around to there. All right, with that done, we need to go back here and take a closer look at the diorite. Right there, we have a bit of free-hanging cobble in these sections here. I'll just go ahead and mark there. And a little bit of diorite behind that. And then some over here on this section. And let's take a look underneath here. Let's go back over. Let's orientate ourselves. Let's go back over here and take a look underneath. It's quite mangled, but it doesn't, most of this is hidden from view, so it's not really critical for you to get it exactly right. So if you're off a block here or there, it's no matter. I wouldn't notice myself if I came and inspected your monument. So you don't have to stress too much about that. Let's see, we need to take a look at the column bases again. So over here, looks like we have, 1, 2, 2.5. Well, 2 and, whoops. No, that was supposed to be diorite there, which I broke. But it looks like this is all on top of the column, the cobblestone column bases we already built. Of course, you should be well familiar with the pattern that's being mangled around. So every time you see one of those, we got 3 full column bases there, and then 2 cobblestone column bases here, and then stone brick slabs in front of those. Let me slow down and pan back over that. And we will go on to the next phase. All right, let's orientate ourselves. We can really see just how far the tower is leaning over at this phase here, though. It's a long way down. Hope you have your elytra if you're doing this. I think you're probably going to need it. So here, if we want to orientate ourselves, this should be our same column we had over there. So let's go back this way. We've got column bases right here. 2 full column bases and sort of a half base right there. And then here, 2 more cobblestone column bases and then stone brick slabs in front of those. And of course, generally speaking, the stone brick slabs are always going to go on top of the upside down stone brick stairs. There may be a couple of places down back over there where that wasn't the case, if I recall. I think we need to do some more counting now. So if we count another 4 blocks over this way, mark that one. We'll count for 3, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, and then 2. And then a 4 diagonal. And then the rest of this here is going to be the upside down stone brick stairs. And then cobblestone and then diorite. Right here. This is pretty much going on top of the previous cobblestone that we placed down. So that's not going to be too difficult to count. Over here, though, we have more upside down stone brick stairs. Right there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 diagonal. And then a bunch of 2s and 1s. And then 3, 7, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, and 3 more here to make the full 7 to get back around. Let's go back over here. So we need to take a look at this last little bit of diorite to put in there. And then back over here, we need to take a look at the column. There's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 diorite there for the column shafts. And then 2 column bases here to finish those, and 2 cobblestone column bases back here. And then let's swing back around. And that should be the entirety of that phase. I think, let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're building now the 6th level, and then we're going to have the bell house on top of that, which will get us to be finished with the monument. All right, so let me go back over here. I think this is the column that we've been marking. Right there. So over here we have what? 1, 2, 3 diorite. There for the columns, and then 2 full column bases here. And then 2 and let's go 2.5 cobblestone column bases right back here. And then from this point, it looks like that just barely touches. So you can go ahead and make the entire. Before I say that, let me look at it. I think you can go ahead and make the entire drum of the interior, yeah. Just like we have been doing with all the same numbers. And then we want to cut from this point here a diagonal all the way across for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 blocks. Till we get here, it's going to be upside down stone brick stairs again for 4, 4, 3, 2, 3. Several 2s here, 3, 4, and then 4. To finish that off right there. And then over here we have 2 cobblestone column, well, no, 3 cobblestone column bases. And then 2 full column bases here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks of diorite there for the column shafts. All right. Pretty good. I think we're now going to get on to the easier part of it, where we just have to build up column shafts. So over here, we'll mark our usual column here. Not much to say except to stack up diorite in the appropriate places here. 2 column bases here. Half of a column base there. And then for the cobblestone, we're going to have the rest of the foundations for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 of those. So let me go back here. Like so, and then here on the previous cobblestone, you just want to put straight on top of those 3 more column bases. And then for the rest of these, of course, just stack up the diorite on top of the column shafts. And looking behind this, I don't see any difference in the cylinder in the middle. So just do the 7, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3, 3, 7, all the way around to make the circle. On the exterior, the interior looks to be the same as well, and we can move on to the next phase. It's going to be a quick phase, though. We'll just mark our column there, and as you can see, you're just extending up the cylinder of the cobblestone and, of course, the diorite around front here. Placing the blocks of diorite where appropriate. Back here, making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 full column bases on top of the cobblestone we just laid down. And back here, 3 blocks of diorite, and then just extend all the rest of them straight up. All right, over here, looks like we have some vent columns. Those are always fun. So over here, let's mark our column again. Let's go this way, just stacking up diorite on top of the column bases. Cobblestone behind that, just going straight up. But back over here, it looks like for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 of these blocks, we have shifted over to the left. There, you can see that in relation to our starter column here. Right there. And we will move on to the next phase. Oh, like some more mangled columns. Or our main column is now mangled too. So we were parting our wool here, but we'll go ahead and put it here again. But here, as you can see, we need to shift it 1 over this way, and then 1 over this way and that way. For these next 2, for this one, we have shifted over and half of a capital. And then here we have an entire shifted over capital. Right here, shifted right off the column. Half of a shifted capital here. And then another shifted block here, here, and here. That's what, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these shifted blocks. Go back over this so you can see it. And then back here, it looks like all of the diorite just goes directly on top. But some of the cobblestone is now shifted over as well. Back here. That's going to be, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. Yeah, it looks like the entire pattern gets shifted over. Just a little bit. And those sections there, and then here it's shifted back. There should have been some more shifted blocks. Nope. All right, next phase. Try and find the right column though. I think it's this one. I think it's this one here. Try and keep marking it in the same place for reference. So over here, of course, we have now shifted column capitals. They're shifted an entire block over this way. We have another shifted capital right there. Then we have some shifted diorite here. and there. And it looks like the rest of this diorite is straight up until we get all the way back here. Let's go from the other side over here and collect that though. So we've got shifted capitals here, here, and here. And then here we have a mangled and shifted capital. 2 of those. Very mangled. And then back here we have one. Well, it looks like we have one full capital and then a shifted and mangled capital here. Half of a capital here, here, and there. Go back and take a look at this from below in a moment. Go all the way back to our starting point. And then move around here. And it looks like these are going directly on top of the previous block. But this one here, this one's getting shifted over by a block there, here, and here. These are getting shifted up and over. And these two, 1, 2, 3, 4 are just getting shifted straight over at the back. And behind this, it looks like we now have more overhanging cobble. So we're going to start from this point here. And I'm going to go around from underneath here and show it to you. A little bit at the back here. And oh, that's interesting. We have a couple of cutouts there. And then the rest of this here should just be placed on top, almost. Right here, and this will take us back around to where we started. Looks like we also have here in the main cylinder, all this is getting shifted over again. Let's take a quick look at that. I neglected to do that on the last phase, I think. These details here, it looks like it's going to be a copy of probably that one down there, if I had to guess. It looks like it's skipping every other one. Like I see 1, 2, 3, and this is going to be the 4th time for that. All right, let's go on to the next phase here. Let's try and find our column. Let's try and mark it in about the same place. And I have been right there. And we have our column capital just placed on top here and there. 2 half capitals here. Looks like that goes directly on top of the diorite. We have some shifted diorite here. Now it looks like all these columns are going to have shifted diorite. Just like so. And we have 2 blocks of diorite here. That's interesting. And that one's shifted over this way. And it looks like these 4 are going to go right on top. And then we have a half of a capital here and there. And then full capitals for the rest of this should be 1, 2, 3. And looks like we already have a bit of cornice coming in. Before we do that, let's go back over here and take a look at that going clockwise. So we're going to have a full capital there. And then that looks like half of one there somehow. And then over here is going to be a bit of cornice, I think. Well, no, not not quite yet, entablature. The cornice goes on top of the entablature. So 2 blocks of cobble there, and then 2, 1, 2, and 2 here. And behind that, we're going to have, it looks like, these stone brick stairs for what should be the rest of that capital, which appears to have gotten shifted and squished up into the entablature. I think, let's go back around here. That's our starting point here. So let's go back and take a look from the top. Looks like we have some cobble back here that needs to be shifted over. Quite a bit of it. For the cylinder of the tower. I think by this point over here, it's all just getting stacked on top of what we put down the last time. We need to take a look inside, I think. Right there, and that ought to cover that. All right, next phase here. I'm going to be so glad to be done with these six wedding cake colonnades. It wouldn't be so bad if we were doing the straight version. I think I can probably do that one in a single video, but it's going to be a little while before I end up publishing that one. I've been doing Pisa for so long, I want to take a little break from that, I think, and focus on some special projects for the end of the year, and then maybe sometime early next year we'll come back and do the straight one. So here we want to mark our point here, and we're now counting cobblestone for the entablature. So 4 blocks of cobble there, and then 1 here, and then a capital here and here, full capitals. Half of a capital here and here, and then just a little bit here, just a bit of diorite, and then 2 cobblestone there. We're going to have some bit of diorite here for the columns going around. They're all quite twisted and mangled on the back here. And then 2 upside down cobblestone stairs there, and then 4 here for the lower part of the capital. 2 full capitals there. And then to count this, we're gonna go back around here. And we have a bit of a connecting cobblestone there. And then for this one, this should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this should follow the same pattern of the 3, the 2, the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like it got a little mangled there in the middle. Right there, and then from this point here, we want to count for 1, 2, 3, 4, then 3, and then 1, and then diorite for 1, 2, 2 diagonal, and then 2 here. Several there, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then that's all that is there. 3 right there, 4 here, 4 there, 3 diagonal here, and here. And then a bit here for 3, and then 2 4s. All right, let's take a look at that from the top down again with all the red on it now. And let's swing around back here and see if there's any changes to the core. I don't think there should be. No, core looks fine again. So we're done shifting all that over, so the cylinder's just going to be going straight up again. We're almost done building that cylinder. Aren't you glad? Here, so let's try and trace up and find a good reference point. I think here is where we put down the last one. Back over there. So on either side of that, we want to put 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of diorite, and then move to cobble. And then here we have column capitals right there. 3 more column capitals here. And then diorite here at the back. All straight on top of the previous ones. Half of a capital here. 2 there. We got a mangled half capital here. And then 2 full capitals here. Let's lower back around, take a slower view of the entire thing. Then we get all the way back around to the front. All right, from this point here, 4 diorite and then 3. And then here we have, of course, the upside down stone brick stairs here for the corners. Just wrapping around here with the diorite behind it. And then 2 diorite and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 3, and then all this other here. And then we want to connect that with 3 cobble. 4 cobble there. Another 4 there, and then just fill in the rest of this with the diorite here in between the cobble to finish that out. Alright, back around where we started, we want to count out for 4 there, another 4 here. Several 4s there. And none back over here. And just go around and extend the cylinder up with the same numbering that we've been doing. Alright, back around here. The end is not quite in sight yet, but we are getting there. Let's see. There is, I think, if we continue going up, we're gonna have to choose this point here as our starter. So for I didn't count that, 5 upside down stone brick stairs, and then for the diorite behind that here, and then for the cobble here, and then column capitals. For 3 of those. And then for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. And then 2 more, well, 2.5 back over here. Well, let's go back around here. So you can see how those sit on top of the diorite. All right, and then back over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 there upside down. Stone brick stairs, and then back here, we need to do a diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Diorite, and then in front of that, we want to put this pattern here. We want to put the stone brick half slabs and then the cobble directly behind that, and just leave that spacing right there. And then here we're back to the upside down stone brick stairs. 2 there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Back to diorite for a little bit, and then back to cobble here to bring us full circle. And then back here a bit of cobble, like so. And then here for the diorite. And then I think a lot of this diorite here is probably going to end up being filler blocks. Some of it's going to be not quite though. I think we're actually now starting to just see one of the top levels. There's going to be like a surface level you walk on. There shouldn't be anything on top of it. But we can just now barely see over there the footprint of what's going to be the bell tower on top, where everything come into view. Because the entire piece is, of course, meant to be a church bell tower. And the bells always have to be at the top of the bell tower, of course. So that's where they are here. Of course, I don't think they put very large bells on it. I mean, with all the structural problems in this, you really couldn't put very large bells up here because you would have all that. You would have a lot of inertia from the bells swinging this way and that way and this way and that other way, and I don't even know what kind of stresses that would put on this building. I think probably too many. Probably limited the size of the bells. It's just that's an interesting thought anyway. But back to the tutorial. I know you're saying enough with the digressions, Trydar. Just place blocks. So here we have a bit of diorite, a bit of cobble there, and then I think we probably need to come back here and trace this back here. Now that's going to be 4, and then we need a long diagonal run of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of cobble, and then more 3 cobble there, and then 1, 1, 3, and then 2. And then this cobble here is going to, of course, be the filler. And then this should be the back of the cylinder here. Like so. And then we're going to have a bit of cobble here. And then just diorite. And a bit of cobble back around there. Let's pause for a moment and get a good top-down view of this. Just like so. And then let's move on to the next phase. We can just see down here, this errant bit of cobblestone is indeed the foundation for the bell tower. And we're running out of places, good places to place our reference block. Let's try and start where I think the reference block should be. Probably right there. So here we have some full blocks of cobblestone off to the side. And in front of this, we have, of course, half slabs here on top of the upside down stone brick stairs. Which we have more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And several there. Back to diorite here, though. For the entablature, back to cobblestone. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then here we have column capitals. I think this is actually going to be the last of the column capitals. I mean, there are going to be a few in the bell tower, but technically those are pilasters because they're attached to the building. So this is technically correct, the last of the column capitals. Of course, technically correct, the best kind of correct. Let's count, I think, well, let's take a look at this from below real quick, and then come at this from the other end. So back to our reference point, I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cobble, and then 2 there. And then back over here, we want to count over 4 blocks and then place some diorite here. And a big diagonal of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22. I think that was 22. 22 blocks that way. And then here we want to place down some cobble for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then 2 there. And then back here we want to come around, and I'll just trace out the outer edge, and you want to fill in the rest of this with cobble. Like so. And then back around here we have the upside down stone brick stairs. And then a bit of diorite here. And then a bit of cobble around the back. Right there. And then it looks like we should go back around here somewhere. Let's count. Let's take from right here and count around here. Because some of this cobble is overhanging the air. Just like so here, and the rest of that's going to be cobble and diorite. All right, let's go back to the front here. And of course, from this point, well, let's see. There's a good reference for that point. Well, the easiest thing is we'll just take from here. We'll count over for, counting this one for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 blocks. Should bring us to here where we're going to want to do a diagonal of diorite for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right there. And then just continue the diagonal along here for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blocks there. And we're now capping off the cylinder that we've been building for so long. Right there. And we will move on to the next phase. All right, so there are no more blocks to place here, so we've kind of lost our reference point that we've been doing. So we need to find someplace new. Let's try to start at the front here. We're going to start on this column base here. If we go back momentarily back here, that column base should be it should be that there, I think. And around that is where we want to place our column base here. And then behind that is where we want to place this cobble here. I'm just going to outline the edges of it, and you can fill it in solid. Just like so there. And then from this point here, we just want to do another diagonal of diorite, extending all the way across for however many blocks this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think that was 19. And then if we want to skip over 3 blocks here, then place some cobble. We want to place down these here, a mix of cobble and stairs and stone bricks and a lot of things. I'm just going to edge around this. And then on the interior here, like so. And then back over here from where our diagonal finished, just place in some cobble right there and back over here. This is, of course, the guardrail at the top. I know it's not, since it's leaning over, it's not a very effective guardrail. But, you know, it's the thought that counts. Safety first. Let's see. Back over here, we have a bit of cornice. Upside down stairs here. And then back to diorite. And a bit of cobble. Moving all the way around. Right there, and then, whoops. And then cobble and diorite back here. Most of this is going to go directly on top. Right there, and then upside down stairs here. All right, now back over here. Let's see. Where's a good place to... Well, it's kind of awkward. There's not really a good place. I'm just going to show this to you. Right here to start with. And we need to establish some kind of reference point. So back over here, let's count over for... Counting this one here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 blocks. Then count over 2 blocks there. And this is where we're going to start our diagonal of dot right there. And just extend this in a big diagonal all the way across until you can't anymore. Right there, and that should be all of that. All right, where was our new reference point at? It should be on this one right here. And for this one, I don't know if it's going to be particularly helpful to place the red anymore. I'll place some of it. But the rest of it we're just going to kind of need to look at because there's several air gaps we now have to deal with. Right here, just count over 4 diagonal torches. And then make this pattern with the cobblestone here. And then back over here, we can kind of count over and down some torches. And then place this pattern here. But this is going to go directly on top of a lot of things there. Count over 5 torches this way. You would think by the end of this tutorial I wouldn't still be placing the carpet on top of the other carpet, but no, still doing it. Let's see. Where do we establish this diagonal? Well, you should already have this built here. So, of course, we have a big diagonal of diorite to build here for, so what, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I think that was 25. Big diagonal there of diorite. And then we have some upside down stairs back over here. For the cornice, more diorite for the entablature here. This should be the last of the diorite for the entablatures, by the way. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 4 there. Then, of course, we've got our safety railings. Our safety railings back over here at the end of the diagonals. All right, we go on to the next phase. We've now fully covered over the cylinder that we've been building the entire time. I hope you remember to light that up as you were going. If you want to try and construct for yourself a twisting, spiraling ramp, like I showed you in the straight version, you can do that now if you want to. I thought it was going to be too much trouble trying to do that for the leaning version, since it's already taken, what, 6 parts to do? It would have taken even longer, so I decided to dispense with that for the leaning version. But if you want to try and put one in yourself, add to the tower, you can. But conversely, one of the other reasons I left it out is you just may want to put like a, passive mob farm or something inside the tower. There might be space for that. Or a creeper farm or something. However you can fit one of those in. This should be our new column we're starting with. Right here, and for the rest of this, all the cobblestone just goes directly on top of what we just placed. The same should be true for this section back over here as well. And this one over here as well for the most part. But we do have, I think, a bit of extra cobblestone to put down back over here. So I'll outline the new parts. Right there. And we do have, this should have been what? You can kind of use your downright diagonal that we laid down here to gauge all this. We now have a full footprint laid down for the bell tower. Well, the top of the bell tower. I suppose is that called a belfry? I don't know. That might be a more denotative term of something else I'm thinking of. But anyway, back here we're of course doing a bit more of our safety railing. Safety railing in air quotes on that. And then back here for the last of the upside down stairs here for the cornice on the entablature. Aren't you glad? We're finally done after you place this block here. Finally done placing mangled cornices. 6 layers of those. And then here, a bit more of our safety railing. With, of course, stone brick slabs in front of that. And then from here, we don't quite have a diagonal. We have a bit, and then we make a turn, and then we go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 blocks that way to finish that off. All right, let's go on to this phase over here. Try and mark our starter column right here. And then we just have the rest of this is mostly being extended straight up. Right here, of course, we have some floating copper because this is one of our bells. Just like so. And then over here we have a bit more of these walls here with the cobbles just going straight up right there. And back here as well. And then I think we have some parts here at the back. I'll just go real slow around this here. Shouldn't be too complicated. I think we're kind of past the point where we need to do a whole bunch of carpet. Back over here, we just have the very last of the safety railing to lay down all around here. Well, air quotes, safety railing. Right here. Although I suppose this over here, this is actually the safest part of the tower because even if you do fall off, because this is the leaning over part. That way. It's only dangerous if you fall off this section over here where the bell is. That goes just all the way down. You can tell by the big shadow on it and everything. Let's go on to the next phase here. As I said, I think we're to the point where I'm just going to mark the starting point here with a bit of red. But otherwise, I'm just going to show you what this looks like. We'll go around the exterior first and then swing around the interior and then take a look at it from above. Because most of this is just going straight up. Except for some sections where it will be shifted over. But I don't think it's too difficult for you. Like we have a little shifted plaster here. A little bell here, lower part of a bell. You can see here it's being shifted over a little bit. The upper part of a bell, a mangled bell, wouldn't sound very good. It'd make more of a big clanging sound, I think. Big hunk of metal. Let's take a look here at the interior. Of course, all these little niches that we have hanging around here are for bells to be suspended in. Right there. All right, let's move on to the next phase. I think is the end. It's not quite in sight yet, but it's not far away. Well, I mean, we're kind of losing our column again, so let's just mark a point there and take a look around here. Of course, you can use the previous copper and everything that we laid down, help you orientate yourself. The back doesn't look like it's too mangled just yet. It's going to be that section over there, I think. Another mangled bell here. Got some overhanging dar right here now. Another bit of mangled bell. Now let's take a look at the interior. A little overhanging back here. All right, next phase. I'm just going to mark a point here at the front. We're past the phase where all the stages where we can mark a column. So I'm just going to throw down a block, and that's going to be our reference point. I'm just going to go real slow around here. Getting to the end now. I'm sort of losing my ability to keep talking, so I may go a little quiet during some of these last phases. Just work in the pattern of the cobblestone and the diorite. A wood fence there to hold up one of the bells. And here back around to the start. All right, you do want to leave. We only got these two things on either side because there are some more, a couple of more arches, smaller ones, that we need to install. Because, as you can see here, they hold individual blocks of copper to represent smaller bells. That's this is marked there. And move around this way. That bell there didn't get mangled somehow. If you want to, you can go around and place actual bells from the villages inside these if you want to. Or conversely, you could fix the bells and maybe put some redstone and some note blocks in it or something. Lots of space back down here to hide some redstone if you want to make a little tune for your bells and your bell tower. That tutorial is not going to be one that I'm making though. Redstone is not my thing. You will have to go to someone else's channel to find that. And there are a lot of good redstoners out there, so there's nothing I can really add to it anyway. All right, let's take a look at the inside now. Go on to the next phase. Let's just mark that point here. All right, let's take a look at the inside. Let's mark this point here. Is the end in sight yet? No. Well, I suspect it's just over there somewhere. How many more phases is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. It's at least 7 more to go. I know we're getting to the end of it though. Not long now. Wait. I think I went right past this block, didn't I? Should have stopped there and started looking at the inside. Oh, guess I'm getting a little tired. All right. I know the top looks like a mangled mess, but you know, it was a very complex shape with all the pilasters and arches and secondary niches for the bells and everything. So it made quite a mess to bend it over with the rest of the tower. Mark that point here. This may be another point where it's worth going and doing some red again. Just on the exterior, though. All right, let me swing back around and show you all this from sort of underneath. We're going to have a couple of column capitals we need to install as we go now. And there's 1, 2, and 3 of them. All right, now let's take a look at the interior. And let's drop down from below and take another look. Swing all the way around. And I think that's back to the start. Yep. And let's go on over here. And then mark that there. All right, let's swing back around. Take a look at that from down here. And then we'll look at the interior. More column capitals. 2 more. And then the 3 at the front. And then this one here. Take a look at the interior. All right, next phase. I think with this for this phase here, we've gotten past the most difficult parts of doing this. As you can see here, we're kind of mostly putting the top ring and tablature on the entire structure, pretty much. All right, let's swing back around, take a look at that from just below. Some of these blocks are overhanging the diorite a little bit. All right, now let's take a look at the interior. And there we go. All right. Yay, finally the end is in sight. That last one down there, so it's 1, 2, 3, 6. 6 final phases to go out of entirely too many. However many this was. Sorry, I'm not counting out the final blocks here at the top. Kind of gotten to the point in the video where I can't do that anymore. And I really want to finish this today. Take a look at the inside now. The inside is pretty much a cylinder now. Just a big ring. All right, next phase. It looks like here, leave off there. Let's go back over here. We have the very last of the upside down stone brick stairs beginning here. For what is going to end up being the very last cornice we will be building on the tower. And then the interior is just cobblestone. All right. Let's point there. More cornice. And even more cornice back here, just a little bit. And then stone brick half slabs on top of the previous cornice. And then over here we just have a little cobblestone directly behind that. Right back there. And then back here we have, of course, just a little cutout. Back here, and then just fill the rest of that in with cobblestone. And just a little hint of diorite. All right, back here we have we're kind of losing the place where I can place reference marks. I'm just gonna throw a block down. We have cobble here, but then we have half slabs. Some of them are leaning out over the way, right there. And then, oops. And then cornice here, upside down stone brick stairs right there. And then the rest of the back of the building. This looks like it goes directly on top of the cobble you just placed anyway. Back to the upside down stairs here. It looks like 4 upside down stairs. And then just a bit of cobble here. And then a couple of blocks. A couple of blocks back there, and then just fill in the rest with cobble. And I don't think that diorite's visible, so not visible very much. And then let's move on to the next to last. All right, so we are kind of past the place where I can put down any sort of reference point. And I'm gonna try and place down one here. Not we've been kind of placing them there, but we're gonna have to move on over. Right back here. Place probably the last bits of red. And I'm going to place down just to make some things easier to see. So in front of that we have just a bit of half slabs. A couple of them will be overhanging. Over here we have the last little bit of the cornice. Some of it's shifted back with the upside down stairs here though. All the way around. And then behind that, there's just a bit of overhanging cobble right there, and that's going to be the entire face. And then after that, we move on to the very final phase, which I think is only going to consist of this top bit of cobblestone here with some half slabs put in front of it, just around here. All right. And once you have done that, your Leaning Tower of Pisa will at long last be complete. So I hope you have enjoyed the tutorial series for the Leaning Tower of Pisa. I'm sorry it took just so long to make, but I hope you have a lot of fun building it, and I want to thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.